My creation story is something personal, original, and meaningful. This channel combines some of the things that mean the most to me, along with combining the skills and talents I've developed and wanted to refine. In the short, this channel is what I am. It's what my love and desires lead to. Video editing is something I enjoy, and video games are something I enjoy doing in my free time. Two things I put together, the outcome is this YouTube channel. So here it is, my creation story. When I was little, like really little, I liked playing DS, and like really liked playing DS. But I also liked watching Minecraft videos on YouTube, because, Minecraft. It never occurred to me that posting videos on YouTube could be a career for some people. It didn't even occur to me that you could even make money off these videos. But as I got older, a lot of things changed. Some things left and some things came, but YouTube stuck around and it never really left. When I was sad, it helped me. When I was bored, it provided entertainment, so on and so on. So it never really left my life. It more of evolved instead of being replaced. I just subscribed to new people and dropped the ones that didn't interest me anymore. The person that stands out to me the most is the Call of Duty YouTuber Drifter. He was the one that talked about the viewer, who was me, being able to do it. I already had a 360, although I only played Call of Duty on it. Anyway, I looked at the whole producing YouTube video thing, and I saw that Elgato was the big name, much like Microsoft is a big name in PC gaming. Is a big name, Anyway, I didn't have the hardware or the budget for an Elgato, so what did I do? The only thing I asked for my birthday was a Hogpog. Yes, a Hogpog. I actually still have it. Anyway, I got it and I started recording Advanced Warfare live commentaries on my Hogpog limited edition Xbox 360, a 19-inch TV, and a $350 laptop that I also still have. All in all, I basically had some of the lowest end stuff apart from the Xbox, and I hit that record button and just started shooting baddies on Call of Duty. And it was just a place for me to talk about whatever I wanted to talk about, to do whatever I wanted to do. Halfway through the story here, about 5 months after I started uploading the YouTube videos, I decided to take a break. And during this break, I actually switched to PC. It was right after Xbox 360 started to fade out and PS4 and Xbox One started becoming the new norm. I got an Xbox One for a little bit and ended up not really liking it. So I kind of built my own PC that was a AMD machine with a R7 260X, I think. But no, I really wanted to get back into the whole YouTube thing. I looked into Fraps, and using my R7, I didn't really have the hardware to record at an acceptable frame rate. But I kept trying new software and upgrading my PC as I went along. I ended up with an FX 6300 and R9 390. I downloaded a trial version of the recording software Action, and it didn't work, so I contacted support, and they actually gave me the full version for free. The support person was awesome, so thank you for that. And I used that for a while. Then I saved up to buy an Elgato HD60 Pro, the PCIe card that I use today. And all that was happening as I transitioned from CSGO and, into CSGO and away from Call of Duty. And, back to Drifter, his in-depth series, right? I started making CSGO videos, just like his in-depth series. I talked to him briefly, and he basically gave me the okay to use that kind of name to make those videos, those kinds of videos in the CSGO format. And I really worked hard on that. I still work hard on them. Anyway, I still tried breaking through. I didn't get my big break. I realized I wasn't going to work that way. It just wouldn't let me just be there one day. It would be a slow grind. So I decided to get into another game to expand my horizons. And about the time I was thinking about this, Overwatch came out. And I loved it. I haven't stopped playing it. And I never stopped posting it. That's where we are, that's as far as, games and everything go, that's where I am right now. And I think that CSGO and Overwatch will really be the basis of my channel in the coming future. I want to talk about what YouTube did for me when I was little, when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I didn't have a whole lot of friends. So YouTube was a place where everyone was your friend. Anyone, either they were making the video or they were in the comments, they were all part of this big community that, maybe they're all like a big family, right? Sometimes they fought, sometimes they got along, but they all were just this one big family that just kind of helped each other out. And it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and I never stopped watching YouTube. Never stopped being into it. I remember days where I would come home and I would get on my dad's phone, or I would get on my mom's tablet, and I would go in and I would find the YouTube app and I would just watch YouTube for hours at a time once I got home because I had nothing else to do when I was in second grade, third grade. It was just what I did. When people went outside and said they played basketball, I said I watched YouTube. And it was kind of weird because they looked at you like you were kind of crazy. But it's really true. It's what I did. I enjoyed watching all these people. I enjoyed watching Drifter. I enjoyed watching Vanos Gaming. I enjoyed watching whoever else. I watched Markiplier for a little bit. All these big name YouTubers that are still around today that still make videos that still have fun, they are who I watched when I was little, who I was inspired by in second and third grade, and who I spent my time with instead of finding, a friend that I could hang out with in the neighborhood. I found Markiplier. I watched Drifter's Black Ops 3 videos or Drifter's Battlefield videos or whatever they were back then. They were basically my friends, whether they knew my name or not. And looking back, it's kind of funny, but in the moment, it was really cool to have a, quote, friend that was able to, 360 no-scope someone across the map. It was really interesting, and, back then I didn't really think of it that much, but now that I'm talking about it out loud, it's really kind of funny how that turned out. So why am I doing YouTube, and what am I in it for? I'm doing YouTube because of a few reasons. One, it helped me through a weird time in my life where, like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of friends, but I wasn't like depressed or anything. I was too young to be depressed. I was too young to know what depression was. I want to be there for someone who is either like having a bad day or just, is in kind of a weird time in life or in the day or in the week or whatever. If your friend is just gone and you want to go on YouTube and, just find something, I want to be there for you. And the way I do that is through intellectual videos. I have the term intellectual gaming. And what that means is I think that if you want to, quote, waste time, or if you want to just kind of not be in the real world for a while, I think the best way to do that is through education, and not even necessarily the education that is taught in school, the education that gets you better in that game, or just a fun fact that you didn't know about that game, or something in that area. I want to be there for when you get bored and couldn't find anything to do. I want to be there when you're waiting for the UPS guy to quietly knock on your door and you have to you have to wait in your living room for 2 hours because they only gave you that window. I'm there for when you are just there and have no idea what to do. And I think that was what Markiplier and Drifter were for me when I was little. They were just there when I didn't have anything else to do. So that's what I want to be, for one. And two, I really want to teach people things. Education is very important, and I think that it's an unknown key to a lot of problems, but some people don't realize that. And I think that any way I can get people to not necessarily see things, but any way to get people to learn something without them knowing is awesome, because I've had people come up to me and say, hey, I actually didn't know that, or that's actually really cool, where'd you learn that? And I think that's always fun. Teaching someone something that they had no idea they were going to be taught that day is really cool. And even if it doesn't imply or relate to your studies in school or whatever else you want, if you know that Ana does 80 damage per shot in Overwatch and you didn't know that the day before, I think I did my job that day. You learn something new, and whether you think it's cool or not, whether you wanted to or not, I think I achieved what I wanted to do that day. So that's really where this YouTube thing comes from. It's really not for the money. If I wanted the money, I would be doing a dozen other things. It's really because I like doing this. I like being part of this community. I like editing videos. I like making videos. I like making the thumbnails. I like writing the scripts at midnight and then recording them at 4 a.m. It's fun for me. It's fun for me looking back, and I'm going to look back 10 years from now, depending where I am, and I'm going to laugh. Either way, no matter where I am, I'm going to laugh because it was midnight and I was writing a script and it was 4 a.m. and I was drinking grape juice and talking about how Soldier 76's Helix intro is the best intro. That's fun. I think it's fun. I think it's funny, and I think it's entertaining for me. I know it's entertaining for other people. So I think that's really one of the best parts of doing this whole YouTube channel thing, and being in that situation where I can entertain and help people. But I also love games. I love playing games. I love being part of game development. Before this, I wanted to be a game developer. Figured out I really didn't want that. One of the best memories I have of being 4 years old, not 4 years old, but like in second or third grade, like young, was going to the GameStop store about 5 minutes from my house, and with my one friend, he and I would go, and I would have like my wallet that I got from doing chores or whatever around the house, and I would have say $10, and I would go and I would get on my belly, and I would look through the used games on the ground of the GameStop, and I would get like 3 games on a Friday, right? And then and they were just like random. I think I had Earth Defense Force at one point. I had Lost Planet. They're just like these weird games, right, that are on Xbox 360 and that I never heard of before. And some of them I had a game called Black Site Area 51, if you know what that is. Just games that had cool pictures because, I was in 4th grade. But I did this thing just because I wanted to play games. I wanted a new experience every single Friday. And I did what I needed to do to get that money so I can play more games that weekend. And by the time I figured out that I can buy a $60 game that would entertain me for hours at a time, I probably had a stack of at least 100 random used games in my little gaming closet thing in my room because I just had so many. It was just weeks. It was like 3 games this week, 2 games this week, 5 games this week. And it just kept stacking over and over and over. And I played at least one of them. I played all of them for at least 10 minutes each, which, I think is pretty impressive. I'm a very technical person. At least I like to think I am. And that's where this kind of whole video editing and photo editing thing comes from. For some reason, I enjoy video editing. And I enjoy photo editing more. But I really like video editing because I like to see the finished product. I like figuring out new ways to make this video yours, and that's one of the reasons I've almost never watched a tutorial on Premiere Pro. I think I watched one because I wanted to figure out how to fade, because they're not called fades in Premiere, they're called dissolves, but I couldn't figure out how to fade, so I watched that. But besides that, I don't watch tutorials on these things because I want to figure them out for myself, and that's the best way to do it. And I know it's frustrating, and when you want to get stuff done fast, it's definitely not the way to do it. But I like it, and if you wanted to go back to my very first video on my channel and the very most recent, you can definitely see the difference in the quality, the video editing, and just the way it looks and the way it feels. It's a lot different, and it's honestly a lot better because I did this myself. I learned through my own mistakes and through my own will. And I like that a lot, honestly. I really like that aspect of it. It's not the most fun thing to do. Like, sometimes I'll get home and I'll be like, oh, I have to edit a video today. But at the same time, it's like, yay, I get to edit a video today because I know I'm going to learn something new. Whether I use it in that video or not is a question that I get to when I find that thing. But there's always something new to learn in Premiere Pro that I always love to find. I think my signature Z-Star, where it comes in from the left side, then whooshes off to the right, that probably took me about 3 weeks to figure out exactly how to do that. And once I did, I was like, awesome, this is going in my next video, and it's stuck ever since. Fades took me about 3 days to figure out exactly what they were until I obviously finally watched a video. All that kind of stuff. It just, my TGN logo, it was different. Now it's just the same overlay over and over again for each video. My TGN logo was just a PNG file, and I had to figure out how to move that on the screen. I couldn't figure it out. because the default is just in the middle of the screen, so I couldn't figure it out, and I had to figure it out over the course of a few days, and never watched a video. I just had to figure out how to do it, and it's a lot of fun for me. It brings a smile to my face when I figure out how to do that on Premiere Pro, or how to do that on Photoshop. I would say I know about 40% of Premiere Pro and about 30% of Photoshop, but I know how to use everything in Photoshop. Every single tool in Photoshop I know how to use. I just don't know how to use it to its full potential. Like, the biggest thing I probably can't do in Photoshop is like Photoshop someone's face, which is obviously the most fun thing to do. But no, besides that, I think I can do almost everything. Just not to, or you can use everything, just not to its full potential. But no, it's always fun to figure out new stuff in Premiere Pro and Photoshop, and the fact that I can play games, then learn new things, and then teach people about new things that they didn't know is a really awesome cycle. And I think that it's a really good way to build your channel. Some people really care about the money. Some people only do it for the money. I really don't. I have other ways to make money if I need to make money. And there's been times where I needed to do something, or I needed to buy something, or I needed to pay something off, and I had to find a different way to do it. So YouTube's definitely not a money-making thing for me. I would honestly be doing this if it was just for free. And to be completely honest, when I started my first channel, the Campers of the Republic, I think is what they were called, or maybe Spiffy Smile 1. I don't remember. My first channel was like, I had no idea I could have made money, and I didn't make money because I didn't have a PayPal account, I didn't have a bank account, but I had my ads turned on, so they were getting like free ad revenue or whatever. But that doesn't really matter. I had no idea, and it was completely new to me. That I was like, oh, you can make money making a video and then putting it on the internet. What? It was crazy, and I didn't really understand it. I didn't really care. Honestly, I love making these videos because they're just fun to make. They're fun to talk about. They're fun. It's honestly more fun than you would think to sit down on your computer and talk into a microphone when there's no one around. And it sounds crazy. It really does. It sounds like you are a crazy person. It sounds like, oh, this guy has no friends. He's talking to himself in his room or in his studio, whatever. It's crazy to think, but it's a lot more fun than you would think. Well, then in theory. So it's more of it's not necessarily an impulse or a habit at this point, but it's more of, it's an impulse and a habit. I think that's exactly what it is. It's a habit for me to come home and sit down and start editing a video. And whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't really know. But I think that either way, it's fun for me, and I think that's really all that matters. No, I think that's really it. YouTube ended up being my friend. YouTube and I were buddies, and now I'm making videos on him, and that's really cool, I think. I think it's interesting how a hobby of mine, watching YouTube videos at the end of the day, or when I got home from school, has turned into a not necessarily job, but a pastime activity that I love to do. It's interesting. It's fun. It's great karma. It's awesome karma. It's fun to do. It's fun to interact with people. It's fun to go on Reddit and find stuff and talk to people and then make videos on them and talk to people on those videos. It's an incredible cycle that people have set up here on the internet that maybe it's not even set up. It's just a freewheeling thing that happens, and I think it's great. I think it's an awesome ecosystem that the internet is, and that YouTube is, and that communities are, and I think it's only going to go up from here. I really do. So, with that, hope you guys enjoyed my creation story, and my name has been Z-Star. I enjoyed my creation story. I'll see you guys in the next video.